Hi, good morning, children. How are you? Fine. I'm sure you are all eagerly waiting for the school to function. Yes, really, we all do the same. But for the time being, we have to be a little cautious about our safety. Please be very alert and cautious with the virus. Let's hope for the best. Yes, I forgot to inform you that from today onwards I am going to take over your class. That is 12th English class. Is that okay? I hope Madam Preeta was doing well before these holidays and she was midway through the lesson The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck. So I would like to continue. Is that okay? Shall I? Yes. Let me see. Through the Enemy, the American author Pearl S. Buck, it's a lady, authoress. She describes a situation in which a human being rises over his prejudice. What do you mean by prejudice? He rises over his prejudice and narrow-mindedness. Prejudice is kind of prejudging. We prejudge something or somebody. We preconceive something before assuring, asserting, assessing. We consider that is right. So that is what a prejudice, Prejudice, that is prejudice. So this is a preconceived judgment that cannot be fair. Such a judgment is not correct at all. That is not fair. So he rises over such prejudice and narrow-mindedness and saves a life, and that also a life of an enemy, prisoner. Dr. Sadao, he's a trained doctor and his profession is to save lives by risking his own life. You know, in 11th class you learned the lesson, the birth. So there also a doctor's profession is that he is destined to save lives. He never allows a person to die in front of him. He would try to do everything to save the life of the person in front of him, if that person is in danger. That's a professional. That is what is called being a human being. Being a human first. Being humane first. So he rises over prejudice and narrow-mindedness and he saves the life of the prisoner, the enemy prisoner. And he shows fellow feelings against national loyalty. He risks his life. He knew very well that it's very dangerous to save an enemy prisoner, to keep him in his custody and to operate upon him. But he is ready for everything. So now I would like to give you a quick recapitulation. The story is set during World War II. The Japanese doctor, Dr. Sadao, and his wife decides to operate upon, he has saved the life of the enemy prisoner. Knowingly, they know very well that he is a white man. Yes. And now Hannah, his wife, is his soul mate. Do you know who is a soul mate? S-O-U-L. Soul mani Atma. Mate mani friend, partner. So Hannah is his soul mate. A soul mate is a person who understands the partner's feelings and emotions without being told. That's a soulmate. That can be samajh jati hai. That is a soulmate. So Hannah is ready to help him. Yes, you have seen there. Madam Preeta told me that she was at page number 29. So let me start with page number 29. Is it okay? Shall I do it? Let me read that page. And I'm not going to go to the last line because that extends to the next page. So I'm going to finish. I'm going to stop the second last line. And while explaining, we can refer back to the lesson. Sure. Shall I? Yes. Get back to your lesson. We are at page number 29. Look into the text. I am going to read it fast. We must simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police. As indeed we must, Sadao. We must think of the children and your position. It would endanger all of us if we did not give this man over as a prisoner of war. Certainly, Sadao agreed. I would not think of doing anything else. Thus agreed, together they lifted the man. He was very light, like a fowl that had been half starved for a long time, until it is only feathers and a skeleton. So his arms hanging, they carried him up the steps and into the side door of the house. This door opened into a passage, and down the passage they carried the man towards an empty bedroom. It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father, and since his death it had not been used. They laid the man on the deeply matted floor. Everything here had been Japanese, to please the old man, who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep in a foreign bed. Hannah went to the wall cupboards and slid back a door and took out a soft quilt. She hesitated. The quilt was covered with flowered silk, and the lining was pure white silk. He's so dirty, she murmured in distress. Yes, he had better be washed, Sadao agreed. If you will fetch hot water, I will wash him. I cannot bear for you to touch him, she said. We shall have to tell the servants. He is here. I will tell Yummy now. She can leave the children for a few minutes and she can wash him. Sadao considered a moment. Let it be so, he agreed. You tell Yummy and I will tell the others. But the utter pallor of the man's unconscious face moved from first to stoop and feel his pulse. It was faint, but it was there. He put his hand against the man's cold breast. The heart too was yet alive. He will die unless he is operated on, Sadao said, considering. The question is whether he will not die anyway. Hannah cried out in fear. Don't try to save him. What if he should live? So here I am going to stop. Now there is an utter confusion. The man and the wife, they are yet not ready. They are not yet decided what to do with the man. Sadao is deeply concerned. over his health condition. They carried the man to the bedroom, which was of Sadao's father, and everything there was of Japanese. You know Sadao's father. He's a great nationalist. He wanted everything, each and everything to be Japanese. He wanted the country to develop further. And he was a very serious man. You know everything. And Sadao learned to be a good and national, loyal human being from his father. So he is really loyal to the country. But he takes this opportunity to rise above the national loyalty. That is what is the lesson discusses. Now, Sadao is deciding to operate him. He is operated on. He is saying he will die unless he is operated on. And Hana is very much terrified. Now Hana is not ready. Okay? Tomorrow we are going to discuss this page deeply. Definitely, children, you have to be very loyal to your classes. Please, these chapters are not for studies. This is for taking into your own heart to change your own thoughts. Okay? So let us consider the situation. Tomorrow we'll continue. Thank you and have a nice day.